Oke, halo semuanya. Sudahkah bisa dimulai?
Selamat malam.
Selamat malam. Baik, selamat malam semuanya. Selamat datang di Madani International Film Festival 2021. Dan malam hari ini program kita adalah diskusi persembahan dari e-cinema. E-cinema adalah sebuah program yang fokus pada isu-isu dari wilayah konflik atau minoritas di dunia dan juga Indonesia bagian timur. Dan perkenalkan, saya Sofia, pendiri e-cinema, dan malam hari ini kita akan berdiskusi tentang conflict countries from perspective of outsiders. Dan para pembicara kita sudah hadir juga malam hari ini, ada Mas Garin Nugroho dan Amir Masoud Soheili dari Iran. Mas Garin sendiri saya rasa sudah pasti kenal semua ya, seorang sutradara besar Indonesia yang beliau sangat produktif dengan karya-karyanya dan juga sudah mendapatkan berbagai penghargaan di berbagai festival film internasional di dunia. Dan Amir Masoud Soheili sendiri adalah seorang sutradara dari Iran yang filmnya juga telah diputar di 300 film festival dan juga mendapatkan banyak penghargaan. Dan kedua sutradara ini akan berbicara bagaimana mereka melihat masyarakat di wilayah konflik atau minoritas dan menghadirkannya melalui film. Dan Mas Garin sendiri telah bolak-balik ke Papua sejak tahun, semoga saya nggak salah nih, tahun 2000 atau 90-an. Bahkan beliau juga hadir di Kongres Papua pada tahun 2000 untuk membuat sebuah film dokumenter, dan beliau juga baru-baru ini membuat sebuah film di Papua yang judulnya Sepeda Presiden, dan di mana film itu menandai 40 tahun beliau berkarya. Dan Masoud sendiri telah melakukan perjalanan ke Afghanistan dan Suriah selama rentang waktu tahun 2017 sampai 2021 untuk membuat film dan foto di kedua negara tersebut. Nah, kita langsung bicara saja. Ini karena saya nggak ngeliat YouTube, jadi saya nggak tahu apakah ada penonton internasional atau tidak. Jadi saya rasa pakai bahasa Indonesia nggak apa-apa. Tapi karena ada Masoud, saya juga harus nerjemahin ke Inggris. Okay, good evening everyone. I'm Sofia from e-cinema, and we are very happy for having you all here tonight. And the discussion program is presented by e-cinema and Madani International Film Festival, of course. And the discussion, we are going to talk about conflict countries from perspective of outsiders. And tonight we are very happy for having Garin Nugroho here, and also Amir Masoud Soheili. And Garin Nugroho, he's a big film director from Indonesia, of course. He has been making so many films, and recently he's making a film in Papua, and it marks of his works for 70 years. And 40 years, 70? Oh my God, I'm sorry, 40 years, of course. And Amir Masoud Soheili, he has been traveling to Afghanistan and Syria during, I think, 2017 until 2021. So we are going to discuss how these directors, how Mas Garin and Masoud see these countries, these places, and capture them into movies. And but before that, I need to inform you that Madani International Film Festival didukung sepenuhnya oleh Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan dan Riset dan Teknologi, dan festival ini diinisiasi oleh Mizan dan Pabrik Kultur. Baik, saya rasa saya harus menyilakan salah satu dari kalian untuk langsung berbicara. So I think who will start first? I think maybe from Masoud. You can maybe introduce yourself first, and maybe I think you can share like how you met the film in Afghanistan and Syria, and why you went there. I mean, why you chose those countries, and how did you see the society there? Because I think one thing that is very interesting is when you were in Syria, and then I asked you like, how is it? And then you answered, oh, it's fine. You know, I mean, I didn't expect that I will get that answer, you know, that it's fine. Meantime, in the media, what I see is something that's totally different. You know, what I see is the picture of kids in the camp, in a tent, and they are hungry, you know. But you send me pictures that, for me, what I see from the pictures that you share, I see hope, you know, like I mean, really, is it Sharia? You know, something like that. So Masoud, would you tell us, I mean, like what kind of movie did you make there, and how did you see, how do you see those countries and how you capture them into your films? So Masoud will speak first, and then Mas Garin.
Okay, thank you so much. At the beginning, I should say, really thank you for inviting me. And also, I'm really glad to be here with Garin Nugroho. I really love Garin Nugroho's cinema, and to be here with him, it's a big honor for me. Talking about Afghanistan and Syria, it's actually, I have to, you know, it's totally different stories. I should really separate Afghanistan and Syria. The way that I went in these two countries, it was not a similar situation. Also, I think I have to, you know, when I told you it's fine, and you see other photos, I have to say that those photos, what I said is not, it doesn't mean that those other photos is not real. You know, it's fine in the way that I saw, but I cannot say that, I cannot ignore what's happening in the at the same time in the other corner of the country, or even in the other corner of the city. So unfortunately, those things still there in Syria and Afghanistan. But yeah, like I try to see what I like and what what is forgotten from maybe the camera of other photographers or other filmmakers. So I try to move my camera to the other side and capture different things. That's why for you it looks a little bit different. My photos especially. But talking about Afghanistan, let me start with Afghanistan. I went to Afghanistan 3 times. The first time it was 2017, and it was enough that it makes me go there every year after that. So I went 2018 and 2019 again, and I supposed to go last year, that the pandemic happened, and this year I also plan to go. That this situation that everyone aware of that is happened in Afghanistan. It's really lovely country, lovely people, and yeah, but things happened there that was not good at that time, and now you know, different story. It's also about how you go and when you go. You know, when I went to Afghanistan in 2017 and when I went there again in 2019, it was many things were changed already, and I believe now it's so many things changed as well after this new situation. I don't want to say this change in a good way or bad way, but things are keep changing in these kind of countries. Even in Iran, things are changing so fast. Yeah, like the first time I went, it was I got the documentary project. I live in Iran. I live in Mashhad, which is not so far from Afghanistan border, but we never go there. But I got the project that's I have to just cross the border, like 3 hours on the other side of the border in the city of Herat. I went there, I did the project, and I feel, yeah, I have to stay there and experience the country. So I took the flight to Kabul and to some other cities it was just like at the first time, it was just like a observation, touristic purpose. But after I come back, I really fall in love with the culture, with the, you know, especially for me as a like Iranian, with the similarity, with the cultural similarities that we have, and it makes me to go there again next year. And where it was when I made the Elephant Bird, the short film that you already watched. I think you already also screened in your festival last year. And yeah, it was for the second time I made Elephant Bird, and for the third time I went again, and I supposed to make another films that it didn't happen so far, and I don't know if it can be happen later. I hope it can, but yeah. In Afghanistan, you know, that's why I say it's different case with Syria. I went there by myself. I didn't take anyone with me from Iran or from anywhere. I go there, and all the cast and crew of my film was from Afghanistan. But Syria was a different case for me. I had a producer, and we went there. We had the team already. It was a documentary project that was in Afghanistan was a fiction, and in Syria was a documentary. And Syria, we already have like we went like 4 people as a team. All of us from Iran, we fly to Damascus and start the project. So it's I just want to say that it's a different case. The experience that I have in Syria and in Afghanistan, of course, it's different because I spent longer time in Afghanistan. I went there 3 times, totally 4 months. I stayed there, and yeah, I made a short film and a couple of small shorter documentaries there. And I'm more attached with Afghanistan, of course. Also, the language is easier for me to understand, to be like in the culture of in Afghanistan than Syria. I just want to say, like, you know, this when I talk about Syria, it should be Syria. When I talk about Afghanistan, it's a different story. It's also, I believe that if I go there again, I will have a different story, because now things are really changed in Afghanistan. Yeah, this is, I think, enough for the to start. If any questions that you want to ask,
Thank you, Masoud. Thank you so much. It's really interesting, and I still have a lot of questions based on what you talk about. But we have to go to Mas Garin. But before that, I need to inform again, because I think I missed something. I need to say that Madani International Film Festival 2021 didukung sepenuhnya oleh Dewan Kesenian Jakarta dan Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan dan Riset Teknologi. Maaf ya, tadi saya agak lupa menyebut DKJ. Baik, saya rasa, Masoud, I think I will ask you more questions later, but we go to Mas Garin first, because I think I have some questions regarding Afghanistan, because we know that in August, Taliban took over the government, and now I think Afghanistan totally in a different situation. And since you were in Afghanistan, the last time was 2019. So I think I need your opinion about the situation, recent situation in Afghanistan, and how you could tell us about it. But before that, I need Mas Garin to also share his experience making film in Papua or other places that is minority, or, you know, kind of different places.
Continue in Bahasa. I'm enjoying listening to Bahasa Indonesia. So.
Okay, Mahfud. I always honor discuss with Iranian filmmaker ya, because I had met with Abbas Kiarostami, Mahbub, Jabar Panahi, and extra. Ya, saya akan bicara dalam bahasa Indonesia supaya sahabat saya itu belajar kembali bahasa Indonesia ya. Belajar kembali seperti di Jogja. Jadi saya ke Papua pertama kali tahun-tahun sekitar 93-92 ya. Pertama kali bikin dokumenter. Dan kemudian berapa kali, jadi sekitar 7 kali ke Papua. Sudah 7 kali ya, hampir lebih lah, 8 kali, dan selalu membuat karya tentang HIV. Itu saya bikin karya tentang HIV. Dan kemudian membuat karya berbau politik tentang Aku Ingin Menciummu Sekali Saja tahun 2000 ketika terjadi Kongres Papua dan Papua dalam keadaan krisis ya. Saya datang ketika Papua dalam keadaan krisis, Jayapura sedang krisis politik dan banyak orang mengungsi dan sebagainya, dan harus bertemu dengan pemimpin-pemimpin Papua Merdeka dan sebagainya gitu. Masuk hutan dan sebagainya, dan sekarang membuat film Sepeda Presiden untuk film keluarga dan musikal ya. Jadi banyak jenis film yang berbeda yang saya bikin di Papua. Tentu berbeda ya, tahun 93 sampai dengan sekarang misalkan. Tahun 93 kalau kita mau ketemu kepala suku satu daerah, kita harus naik kapal, naik perahu kecil 3 minggu, kemudian kita akan naruh beras, naruh gula di perbatasan ya Papua, di perbatasan desa itu, dan kita menunggu kalau gift atau tanda persahabatan itu diterima, maka kita baru masuk. Gitu. Tapi itu juga tidak mudah, pernah keliru, diambil, kita pikir beras, gula dan sebagainya dan pinang itu diambil oleh desa A. Ternyata yang mengambil desa B karena kita tidak tahu batasnya, kan sulit sekali mencari tahu batas desa ya di Papua. Sehingga kita masuk perahu kecil, di kanan kiri banyak panah ya, banyak orang pakai panah gitu, sudah mau memanah contohnya lah ya, situasi seperti itu. Jadi, kalau sekarang, kalau tahun 2000 lebih kepada tahun 2000 lebih pada krisis politik di Papua. Karena ada Kongres Papua yang sebagian menyatakan tidak ingin menjadi satu dengan Indonesia, sebagian tetap ingin menjadi satu. Kemudian Jayapura, pemimpin Papua, Teis ditahan. Sebelumnya saya sudah bertemu Teis, saya bertemu beberapa pemimpin Papua Merdeka di hutan dan sebagainya. Lalu sekarang beda lagi, karena ini di daerah Sorong, lebih damai situasinya. Jadi konflik di Papua itu di tiap daerah berbeda-beda, gitu, sangat berbeda-beda. Nah, kalau ditanyakan caranya ya harus punya strategi yang sangat paham ya, situasi sosial, politik, budaya. Jadi misalkanlah saya bikin film situasi sedang krisis politik dengan berbagai masalah politik, saya memakai pemeran Adi Kurdi karena Adi Kurdi itu orang Katolik. Di Papua adalah Katolik dan Protestan. Maka ketika saya punya peran pun saya pilih yang Katolik. Dan syuting pertama di katedral, di pusat gereja Katoliknya. Sehingga dengan demikian seluruh sahabat-sahabat itu Papua itu mengerti bahwa uskup sudah memberi izin pada saya. Tapi pemain lainnya, yaitu pemain perempuannya beragama Protestan. Dan saya syuting di gereja Protestan hari kedua. Nah, strategi memahami wilayah-wilayah budaya, agama, kontak person, dan sebagainya, itu penting di daerah konflik. Dan yang lain lagi adalah bahwa kita punya niat yang baik. Orang harus percaya bahwa kita punya niat kemanusiaan yang baik, baik pada militer maupun pada mereka yang ingin menyatakan Papua merdeka. Dan punya tujuan yang sama, rekonsiliasi tanpa kekerasan. Itu yang penting dan harus punya sikap semacam itu. Dan tidak mudah sekali kompleksitas untuk menembus bertemu dengan pemimpin Papua Merdeka dan sebagainya, kontak personnya dan sebagainya, itu harus punya jaringan-jaringan yang cukup luas dan dipercaya. Karena misalkanlah syuting di Papua tahun 2000 dengan membawa 75 bendera Papua Merdeka. Satu bendera pun tidak boleh kan, sebetulnya seperti itu contohnya. Jadi memang penghormatan pada setiap pihak dengan tujuan rekonsiliasi yang trust dan truth itu perlu banget untuk situasi yang penuh konflik seperti yang terjadi di tahun 2000. Oleh karena itu kalau Anda lihat filmnya, saya punya film dengan beda-beda tujuan, misalnya tentang HIV, ya, mencari Madonna. Saya sebagai produser saudaranya teman kita. Nah itu memang tema tentang bagaimana HIV yang masuk hutan di Papua, lalu ditukar dengan kayu gaharu. Jadi kayu gaharu ditukar untuk, maaf aja, untuk pelacuran di tengah hutan yang perlindungan kesehatan HIV-nya tidak ada, misalkan seperti itu. Dan untuk bisa masuk hutan, menemui para pedagang-pedagang yang mengganti kayu gaharu dengan perempuan, ya, pelacuran di tengah hutan tidak sangat mudah. Karena mereka sangat hati-hati untuk tidak dibongkar, dan itu penuh mafia perdagangan lah manusia gitu. Itu contoh. Jadi kalau masuk ke suatu daerah konflik ataupun area-area yang memang susah, harus punya kontak person yang bagus, harus mengetahui budaya mereka, baik cara komunikasinya dan sebagainya, dan harus punya orang-orang yang tidak hanya orang film, orang-orang yang punya jaringan yang sangat kuat di berbagai unsur, ya, agama, baik militer maupun Papua Merdeka itu sendiri, maupun orang-orang yang dituakan atau ketua-ketua suku. Itu contoh saja. Kira-kira semacam itu. Dan memang akhirnya mungkin di Iran juga ya tradisi scripted itu ya, skenario yang pasti menurut saya nanti bisa ditanyakan ke Mahfud itu. Apakah di tengah perang gitu harus punya skenario yang sangat scripted gitu, atau justru mengikuti situasi konflik itu menjadi cerita yang bagus, sehingga tradisi lisan itu penting untuk karya-karya di tengah daerah konflik, ya. Dan tradisi lisan sebetulnya milik Timur Tengah dan Asia menurut saya. Ini bisa nanti saya tanyakan ke Mahmud tentang kemampuan teman-teman Iran, ya, membuat film di tengah konflik gitu, yang apakah mereka tetap memakai scripted yang ketat atau mereka kalau tradisi lisan. Kalau saya kan lebih memakai tradisi lisan, ya, tidak scripted yang ketat tapi mengikuti situasi. Kira-kira semacam itu dulu.
Baik, terima kasih Mas Garin. So I don't need to translate in English what Mas Garin says because Masoud understand already, and I think our viewers are Indonesian. But there is a question from Mas Garin for Masoud. But I think okay, before I ask, yang perlu saya tekankan di sini adalah memang jika membuat film di wilayah konflik, yang paling penting adalah memahami strategi budayanya di wilayah konflik, terus tentu saja trust and truth gitu. Jadi, so Masoud, the point of what Mas Garin says is actually about we need to know the culture of the place that that we are going to shoot the film there, and we need to know the culture. Of course, we need to know also the people or the networks there, because it's not easy at all, because we are outsiders. We need to trust. And what I highlighted from what Mas Garin says is trust and truth. But there is also a question from Mas Garin, like, when you make film in conflict countries, do you what is the question again? The script that you make, is you based on the script, or it's flexible? Is it flexible, or is that the question? Or I mean, how do you treat your script? Because that you go to the place that is totally different. But I think my question also will relate with my next question about how you see Afghanistan now, because now Taliban took over Afghanistan, and you went to Afghanistan before Taliban took over, and how you see the situation now, and you are planning to make a movie there, I don't know, next year, I think. Okay. I hope that's not too difficult.
Yeah, no, it's okay. First, I totally agree with Pak Garin. It's really important to know the place, to know the culture, to know details. Otherwise the film, how to say it will be like a touristic film if you go if you don't go deep into the culture. The film that you make can be so stay in the first layer, not deep, and of course locals can criticize you. So I totally agree with Garin. That's the reason that before I shoot the film there, I try to stay there as long as I can and get more into the culture. And for the same reason, it's for one of the reasons that I all the cast and crew of my team were all from Afghanistan. It was for the same reason, because I wanted to use, I don't want to bring all my team from Iran and they don't know the culture, they don't know the situation. So I believe that locals can help me more than the people from my country. So in that case, I totally agree with Garin. And about your question about the new situation of in Afghanistan, I was planning to make something before these things happen, and yeah, I just don't know the even no one knows actually that how Taliban, even they don't know themselves, I believe, how they treat cinema. 20 years back when they were in power, they were totally against it. So they said no cinema and that's it. But now it seems that they are try to be different, or they try to or I don't know what's really happened there, but it seems that they are not totally against the whole cinema, the whole media. I don't know if you remember, but they used to destroy TVs, they destroy even the photographs. They were totally against all these kind of things. But now it seems that because it seems they are trying to be open to cinema, to TV, to arts, basically. But in which way, we still don't know, and I believe they don't know themselves. So it takes some time, I guess. But I hope that there will be like at least basic situation for the filmmakers to make films there for the artists. Many artists left the country already, but I know some people who stay there. I know people of course, all of them love their country, but some of them they couldn't. They cannot go to other countries. It's not that they are not welcome. They just want to be, because they they think that they spend so much time to show a different Afghanistan to the world, and now everything is changed. So I hope there will be a basic situation for the filmmakers at least. I hope that we can raise our expectation, but I believe that the filmmakers won't have the same freedom that they had before. But yeah, like for the new situation, at least what I can say is we just need to wait for a while to see what happened next in this country. But unfortunately, many artists left the country, and in a way that I made film before in Afghanistan, like the elephant bed that I used, all my team were from locals from Afghanistan. Now when I see my cast and crew, and I see most of them, they left the country. So it will be also difficult because the lack of the people, lack of the artists who live in the country, it will be a challenge again if the Taliban again, if they let filmmakers make films, still we have the issue of lack of artists, and especially in women's are. I really don't know if there will be like someone remaining in Afghanistan who want to make films there or want to be an actress there. I hope, I always have a hope. Humans alive with hopes. So we at least we can just carry our hopes to see what's happened next in this country.
Okay, thank you, Masoud. Yeah, the most important thing is I think all of us, we agree that human live by hope. Like we need to have hope to be still alive. And but there is a question also from us, Garin. We are wondering, for example, when you were making Elephant Bird in Afghanistan, did you you had a script, and the script is like, is it flexible, or your actors, because your actors, they are from Afghanistan, they're local people there, so it's the script is flexible, or it's scripted, like they have to follow your script, like totally no change, or it's it's flexible, depends on the situation, or how did you treat these actors?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for this question. I think it's a good question. Yes, I have a script, like everything was there, and but of course I do some rehearsals before the shooting, and after we select the actors, and then for a few days, because you watch the film, it has like, it's a minibus full of people, so it wasn't easy. If it was 2-3 actors, it can be easier to do more rehearsals, but when you have like a bunch of people in the bus, so we just have 2-3 rehearsals, and during that time we like they read the script, they read the dialogues, and then we discuss. And sometimes they come up with the nicer dialogue. They say, how if I say like this dialogue, it can be better. I say, okay, or yeah, like during rehearsals we change just dialogues, not the acts. But yeah, after the rehearsals done during the shoot, I don't remember if we changed something. I think we were all agree with the script at that time.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, it's really a nice movie, Elephant Bird. It was screened in Madani Film Festival and also in Jakarta Film Week. Elephant Bird. Like last year, it was screened in Madani, and this year in Jakarta
Film Week.
Yeah.
I'm also become jury in Jakarta Film Week too, and it is.
So, oh my God, we still have a lot of time, like 1.5 hours. So we have to talk many things.
But I remember Siddiq Barmak. You know Masoud, Siddiq Barmak, the director.
Oh yeah.
Obama. Do you know about him now? What is the news about him, Siddiq Barmak?
I don't. I think he's also in France, but I'm not. I don't know him in person, but some of my friends, my Afghan colleagues, they are in touch with him, and I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he's not in Afghanistan. You know, before this, for a few years, he's now outside of Afghanistan.
Yeah, Siddiq Barma for all the people from Siddiq Barma is the director of Osama. Yeah,
yeah.
I met him in 2003, I think. I met him in Cannes Film Festival. At that time, he became like the head of the council of Afghanistan film, Afghanistan industry film. But at the time, all the cinema is closed also because the Taliban is, for example, forbidden someone make a film, for example, at that time. And he tried to develop, to make a film. And the title is Osama, about the woman who tried become a man become a woman like that, and one beautiful story, you know. Siddiq Barmak is my close friend too, but I didn't know the news about him now. Yeah, itu sekedar.
I will ask my friends and I will let you know after this.
Okay, I will be contact with him for a long time, because at that time we have planned to make a future film, three director, Siddiq Barmak, me, and Malaysia, 4, and one is from Iran. I forget the name from Iran, the director. 4 director try looking for funding.
Okay.
And related with the issue with Islam. And I also make the story, Siddiq Barmak make the story. And from my Malaysia is Haji, I forget the name, and also from Iran, but at the time it's problem because of the situation in Afghanistan and etc. And it's not success. The program is not success. Hope we can make collaboration again, Iran with Indonesia.
Maybe Mas Garin, Mas Garin and Masoud, maybe in the future, if
yeah,
make a film
we
together,
can
you know,
make collaboration again.
Yeah, Indonesia and
I
Iran.
came to Iran, and and Mahmoud come to Jogja again or to Papua.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
When you come to Iran, bring your jacket.
Yeah.
I was about to say the same. Don't forget to bring the jacket. But you know, actually, the interesting thing is, I mean, like Masoud and I, we have like common friends, you know, from Afghanistan, right? And I mean, Masoud, of course, he has more friends in Afghanistan, but we have common friends in Afghanistan. And when Taliban took over the country in August, I remember exactly it was in August, because we were like, oh, how is our friends, you know, like how is him, you know, this kind of thing. Like we did a discussion that we are, we also feel how the feeling of our friends, you know, and most of them, they left the country. But then I got this powerful story from Masoud, how we should see hope, you know. And every time I tell about this story about Aman, you know, Masoud, your friend, I got these goosebumps, you know. Even in the press conference, I was telling the journalists about this story. I mean, I believe he's kind of a strong man, you know, that he decided to stay in Afghanistan instead of leaving the country, because he had chance at the time to leave the country, but he didn't use the chance, and you know, he stayed in Afghanistan. And so this is also why we have this discussion, like how Mas Garin and Masoud see hope. Like Mas Garin, how you see hope in Papua? Bagaimana Mas Garin melihat harapan? Because Papua, for some of people, especially people in Java, we always read the news in the mainstream news that Papua is, you know, separate, how to call it, separate movement, and then free Papua movement, you know. And we're thinking like, no, Papua is not safe, you know. But maybe, I mean, most of us, we don't know what really happened in Papua, you know. Maybe we need to see these places by ourselves, by visiting it, you know. And Masoud also, I think it's the same. Like, I think I'm so afraid to go to Afghanistan. I don't want to get bombed, you know, for example. But Masoud was okay. I mean, he has been there for many times. So, so Mas Garin, it's also the same. Like, why you made a film in Papua, and Masoud, why you made a film in Afghanistan and in Syria? I mean, how do you see hope in those places?
Ya, jika kita ingin lihat hope ya, light, karena ini kan tema dari Madani kan light ya, itu ya lebih baik ke daerah krisis. Jadi krisis selalu danger and opportunity kan. Di tengahnya ada hope. Jadi kalau mau melihat hope, ya datang ke tempat-tempat yang crisis area, itu ada di situ adalah the oasis of hope sebetulnya kan gitu. Oasis of hope itu ya di wilayah konflik, krisis gitu. Kalau wilayah-wilayah tenang-tenang saja, hope-nya sudah banyak sekali lah ya gitu. Oleh karena itu mendatangi Papua itu kan kita sebetulnya memang suatu wilayah yang sangat unik ya. Karena kekayaan alamnya, sumber daya alamnya, sources of environment-nya dan sebagainya dengan kultur yang sangat berbeda kan gitu. Misalkan lah, jadi kita harus tahu kalau orang Jawa didatangin polisi atau guru gitu, orang Jawa dimarahin, anak SMA atau SMP akan menundukkan kepala, itu tanda sopan. Tapi kalau orang Papua dimarahin, dia harus untuk sopannya dia harus lihat mata, kalau nggak lihat mata dikira nggak sopan. Hanya dalam hal-hal kecil aja tentang apa yang disebut pengertian polite, sopan, itu di setiap wilayah beda kan. Nah, tentang hub tadi, kita seharusnya melihat Papua sebagai suatu hub yang luar biasa ya. Karena talenta manusianya, khususnya di dance dan menyanyi misalkan, kemudian sumber daya alamnya, dan sebagainya. Dan oleh karena itu selalu kalau saya bekerja, di daerah krisis adalah daerah yang paling penting untuk menemukan hub. Dan kita bekerja ke sana, mereka percaya bahwa kita membawa hub. Nah, trust dan truth pada hub ini itu akan memecahkan seluruh masalah meskipun rumit ya. Jadi kalau kamu menemui seorang pemimpin Papua Merdeka lalu diberitahu tolong yang pakai baju biru, ternyata pakai baju biru di sebuah kumpulan masyarakat di hutan banyak, usah tanya lagi lewat baju biru yang mana ya, dipeluk aja yang bawa granat dan yang bawa pistol kan juga menegangkan juga kan. Ya kita harus meluk orang yang kita harus tahu dia bawa granat dan pistol, ini artinya pemimpin di situ misalkan seperti itu. Itu kan juga menegangkan. Atau ditanya sikapnya di tengah hutan gitu dengan senjata dan sebagainya. Tapi sekali lagi bahwa ketika ditanya tentang hub, maka menemukan hub yang terbaik adalah di wilayah krisis. Lagu-lagu terbaik dunia kayak Natal tidak muncul di saat bahagia, dia di saat kelaparan, di saat krisis. Ya. Dan di dalam menemukan hub itu, orang harus trust bahwa kita juga membawa hub pada film kita. Minimal mengutarakan ketidakadilan misalkan. Itu adalah hub itu sendiri dan menimbulkan rekonsiliasi. Rekonsiliasi dan berani menyuarakan ketidakadilan oleh siapapun dari manapun itu. Itu contohnya hub. Jadi kita menemukan hub tapi kita harus membawa hub juga. Gitu.
Ini dalam banget ini Mas Garin. So how we find hope? We have to go to conflict countries. We have to visit conflict countries because there is hope. If we are living in normal place, peaceful place, we don't find it because oasis of hope is in the conflict countries. That's what Mas Garin says. What about you, Masoud? I think you need to tell us also about the story of Aman, your friend in Afghanistan.
Yeah, but let me tell you another story that I experienced in my first visit in Afghanistan. In the first days that I been in Kabul, talking about hope and peace. I was in in the production house of a friend that they at that time it's now closed at that place, but at that time they opened a production house to produce films, documentaries. A couple of young filmmakers, they gathered together, they opened this place. It was a really nice, full of hope. People are working on different projects there, and I go there every day. And I was there at that day. I was about to leave the place that I hear like a big like sound of the blast, that the windows was shaking for some seconds, and after that it was like a gunfire, and we go we go on the other side, so we make distance with the windows, and we check the news, what's going on, and see it was I don't know, it was Taliban at that time, or other group. They attacked to Iraq embassy, something like that. It was, but it was really close to us, and it took like so I didn't go out. You know, not all of us stay there. So wait for this this attack to finish. We hear the gunfire. After 2 hours, I didn't hear anything for some minutes. I expected it's finished, and I was so tired and so hungry. So I went out to to get something and go back to the place and eat. And I found out that everyone is outside. All the shops are open. I expect to know what happened is like I couldn't find anything, and I went for the first shop that I saw. It was a juice shop, so I ordered like 4 or 5 mango juice, and yeah, the guy was, you know, it was there, and you know, make a joke, and there were others also gathering, drinking their juice. And suddenly I hear like another blast, and oh my god, you know, it's still, the thing is still going on, and it's just like maybe 3 streets, you know, it was not so far to us, and it just like 2 streets after, people are having their own and I asked the guy, why you didn't close, you know, your shop is dangerous, they are still there, and I expect it's finished, that's why I came. And he said, you know, we cannot close just because of that, you know, otherwise we have to close all the time. So we have to carry our lives in a way. So we ignore, you know, that guy ignore what's happening in the next street. That and he was selling juice. It was not even like a food, you know, just juice, and it was he was okay. And I could see also people are walking around around there. I don't want to say these things became normal in Afghanistan, because it wasn't normal. After 20, after 30, 40 years, people are still afraid of terrorist attacks. But you know what is about hope? They make their peace in themselves, I believe, and they continue living their lives, try to ignore what's happening every day, because it was really like that, you know, in Afghanistan. At that time, you every day that you go outside of your home, you might not come back alive. It was really like that, but at the same time, many people, you know, try to build the country, try to do something, and try to make art. So that's what I see hopes at that time. I unfortunately, this hope is really low in Afghanistan from what I saw from my friends there. But as a story that I told you, I have a few friends, 2 friends maybe, that I knew that they could move to other countries, that they could go, during that during the time that different countries, European, American, they send a flight to take to bring out people who work for them, or artists or journalists out. Many of my friends left the country, but still a few of them, they stay there. And when I asked them, why you stay there, you could go, you had a chance to go, because I know they got emails from different, like from France, Spain, that they were willing to take them to their countries, but they said no, because like, for example, one of my friend, he went to a Taliban leader and asked him, I'm a filmmaker and I want to make a film. Can I do it in your during your like when you're in power? And the guy said, yes, you can continue your work. And for that reason, he stayed in Afghanistan. Unfortunately, the situation is still. Last time I talked to him, he said they didn't give him permission to make films yet, but he's still trying. That is the hope that we talk. Even 1%, even 2%, I can still see people who want to do, want to be there and do something for the country, because yeah, like leaving the country, uh, we cannot do much when we are not in our countries. And yeah, imagine, like if I hope never this thing happen, but imagine something similar happening in Indonesia. We cannot say like all Indonesia have to leave the country. It will be a big issue in the world. Like 20 million, 200 million people leave the country. So uh, we have to stay, and we have to change it ourselves. We have to do something ourselves. That's what. As I said, few of my friends, but I still see people who stay in Afghanistan and try to do something there. Same with Syria. I also saw people who are not just artists in different jobs. They stay there. They try to do something. The politics situation in Afghanistan and Syria, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, like me as an artist, I cannot see myself doing films about Iran outside of Iran. I think I have to be here. I have to make film here to be more useful for my society. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, wow, that's a really nice story. So let me short summary in bahasa. Jadi teman-teman yang tadi sudah mendengarkan pemaparan Masoud, jadi dia mengisahkan sebuah kisah lain yang juga kisah yang membawa harapan gitu ya. Jadi ketika dia di Afghanistan, itu dia mengalami ada ledakan gitu ya, ledakan sampai kacanya bergetar, karena memang bombing atau ledakan-ledakan di Afghanistan itu, di wilayah-wilayah Afghanistan itu tidak terjadi 1 bulan sekali, tapi hampir setiap hari memang. Karena kami memiliki teman di Afghanistan, jadi kadang kita nanya, ini ada pengeboman ya barusan, oh iya gitu. Jadi memang di Afghanistan itu pengeboman terjadi hampir setiap hari gitu ya, dan ketika masuk di sana pengeboman terjadi, tapi sesaat setelah itu, setelah pengeboman, dia berpikir bahwa oke, semua toko akan tutup, orang-orang mungkin akan masuk ke dalam rumah, mengurung diri. Tapi yang dia lihat adalah penjual-penjual masih berjualan seperti sebelumnya gitu. Bahkan Masoud itu lapar dan haus, jadi dia membeli jus. Dan tukang jusnya dengan santai kayak tidak terjadi apa-apa gitu. Oke, beli jus mangga gitu kan. Dan dia nanya, loh kok masih buka sih, masih dagang gitu. Jadi kata penjualnya, ya kalau kita nggak dagang, hanya karena ledakan bisa tiap hari dong kita nggak dagang. Karena memang ledakan itu terjadi setiap hari gitu. Jadi sama seperti yang diutarakan Mas Garin ya, saya rasa kalau kita hidup di negara Indonesia yang damai, mungkin kita tidak terlalu terpacu gitu untuk menumbuhkan harapan-harapan sehingga apa ya? Kalau saya melihat di wilayah-wilayah konflik ini orang-orangnya cenderung lebih mungkin lebih kuat gitu ya, karena memang mereka harus bergumul dengan itu gitu loh. Jadi saya rasa bukan hanya fisik ya, tapi secara mental mereka bahwa mereka ditempa untuk menjadi pribadi-pribadi yang memang ya udah kita harus selalu ada harapan gitu. Sama kayak kita berharap tiap hari, oke, pandemi selesai tahun depan gitu kan, kita akan beraktivitas seperti semula. Jadi memang harapan itu saya rasa selalu muncul di tengah ketertindasan malah sebenarnya. Jadi harapan itu muncul malah di tengah-tengah berbahaya, di tengah-tengah risiko kematian gitu. Jadi memang ya saya setuju dengan pendapat Mas Garin dan Masoud, intinya seperti itu. Teman-teman saya lupa bilang bahwa kalau ada pertanyaan, if you have any questions, please write your question on the column on your YouTube, on the comment on your YouTube. Jadi kalau ada yang bertanya, please ditulis aja di komen di YouTube, teman-teman. Or there is a question from Mas Eki, maybe from someone in this room, or we should continue to hear another story from Masoud because he still has a lot of stories actually to tell us. Or Mas Garin, you want to tell us a little bit about your film, or Masoud, because I mean in Syria, you need to tell us about what films you made there. Okay, there is a question on YouTube. Aya just wrote me. Aya, maybe you can just write down the question.
Ya memang kalau krisis kan tidak hanya perang ya, tapi not only war, tapi kayak bencana ya, natural disaster misalnya kayak di Aceh itu kan, saya 3 days after tsunami kan datang ke Aceh gitu, semua gelap gitu ya, dark, electricity die, and typhoon come and everything come gitu, only several areas still safety kan gitu. Ya harus punya kemampuan untuk misalkan lah tidur tiap hari ada gempa kecil-kecil. Kalau kita takut ya takut, karena setelah tsunami, after tsunami, this is every day like a small tsunami like that. Jadi kalau kita tidur lebih baik dekatnya orang Aceh. Kalau orang Acehnya tidurnya nyenyak, artinya gempanya kecil gitu. Jadi kita tidur sambil lihat tanda dari teman kita, awalnya ya lari juga, kaget keluar rumah gitu kan, gitu. Juga harus punya kemampuan karena waktu itu juga perang kan, Aceh merdeka dan Indonesia kan, di tengah perang banyak senjata gitu. Malah saya dapat banyak makanan dari teman-teman Aceh merdeka peperangan gitu. Jadi memang seorang pembikin film harus punya kemampuan networking yang luas ya. Tapi dengan penghormatan pada seluruh kemanusiaannya, bukan pada kekerasannya gitu. Jadi misalkan diundang salah satu panglima perangnya Aceh gitu, jadi duduk gitu di depan banyak orang Aceh bawa senjata gitu, lalu minta Mas Garin bikin aktivitas di sini aja karena kita setelah perang, after war we didn't know what will do it because they only know about war, didn't know after war, you know. Jadi diskusi semacam itu juga tidak mudah ya, karena diundang mereka, kita harus datang gitu ke mereka, itu ke tempat-tempat terpencil, ketemu mereka. Jadi memang seorang pembikin film harus punya tadi ya, trust and truth itu yang membuat kita ya harus menghormati semua orang yang mengundang kita. Gitu. Dan itu sangat tidak mudah sebetulnya kalau kita tidak mempersiapkan mental kita ya untuk bertemu seperti itu, sangat tidak mudah. Tapi ya tadi seperti Mas Mud bilang, kita kadang-kadang orang luar datang, orang di sana senyum-senyum, lihat dengar gempa gitu ya, masih tidur nyenyak, kita udah setiap berapa hari, karena kalau habis tsunami itu mesti malam itu hujan terus. Lalu ada gempa-gempa kecil, lalu penuh mayat kan di lapangan gitu kan, di mana-mana mayat, di mana-mana mayat. Jadi tempat tidur pun susah gitu kan. Harus cari rumah yang memang safety. Tapi ya seperti Mahmud tadi, kita yang baru datang gitu, malam tidur gempa, wah udah kaget lagi. Besok malam gempa lagi, ada kue kecil, semua kaget lagi kan gitu. Tapi memang kemampuan adaptif pada krisis itu penting ya. Jadi ada semacam strategi, ada trust and truths, dan ada kemampuan adaptif pada situasi-situasi yang paling penting, dan kemudian kita punya kontak-kontak person yang bisa memecahkan masalah di tengah krisis. Misalkan saya ditugaskan oleh UNESCO, lalu Johns Hopkins University dari Amerika untuk melakukan pendidikan di area-area pengungsi, ada sekitar 9 camp. Itu tidak mudah, pemerintah Indonesia juga susah di beberapa camp yang dikuasai oleh GAM. Nah, strategi itu contoh adalah tim kita tidak perlu harus negosiasi rumit. Tim perempuan kita ngajak masak-memasak istri-istri komandan GAM gitu. Jadi ada program masak-memasak gitu, dengan bawa makanan femina gitu, ayo masak bareng di tengah kamp-kamp pengungsi yang seperti itu. Jadi memang diperlukan kejelian strategi di berbagai krisis dengan penghormatan gitu kira-kira.
Ya, terima kasih banyak Mas Garin. Jadi memang wilayah konflik bukan hanya wilayah-wilayah perang ya, tapi juga disaster atau yang wilayah bencana gitu seperti tsunami di Aceh menjadi tidak mudah memang sama sekali, dan hope juga tumbuh di situ. Yeah. So Masoud, Mas Garin was just telling us about that conflict places is not only in a place that is a war is still running, but it's also places that just experience disaster, like earthquake, tsunami, just like in Aceh a few years ago, it was a very big tsunami in Aceh, like 1,000 people died, and Mas Garin also was there. And
yeah, my film, the Serambi,
Serambi, yeah.
Uncertain Ricket and Cancer at that time.
Yeah.
2006,
yes.
Yeah.
And before, yeah. And before tsunami, I mean, Gerakan Aceh Merdeka, how to call it, Aceh Free Movement also, before we had Aceh Free Movement, and this movement also the same as Papua, they wanted to be free from Indonesia, and Mas Garin went there, and how he negotiated with them, when Mas Garin made a movie there. Okay, there is a question from YouTube. Aya just wrote me. So the question is for Masoud. How is the women filmmakers in Afghanistan? Recent situation for women in Afghanistan after Taliban took over the country. Thank you for the question.
First, about Garin's, what I understand from what he said is, I mean, it's really, for me, what filmmaker can do, what is the best thing for a filmmaker, to be a voice of voiceless people, and that's what Garin did in Papua and Aceh, and that's really amazing. I don't think it's something more than this we as a filmmaker can do. And about the woman situation, the woman filmmaker situation in Afghanistan right now is, as I said, there is no cinema at the moment. It doesn't matter woman and or male. Like for now, there is no. As long as I know, the cinema is gone for now. But yes, the film for women, the situation will be going to be more difficult. And as long as I know, most of the female directors already left the country, and some of them they start to make films outside in Europe or some other countries. But yes, the situation is going to be more tough for women filmmakers. For women, is going to be a really difficult time in cinema or any other artists. So and for that reason, I think most of them they are more hopeless, and for that reason most of the women artists that I know, they already left the country. So as I said, we just have to wait and see, because this new government, they didn't. Recently, they announced a new regulation for TV, which say that the woman cannot appear in something like that, which was really sad, because for women, even like a journalist, it's going to be more difficult. For filmmakers, it's going to be a disaster. As I'm not, because I'm not from there, I cannot really make a statement about that. But I think we just have to wait and see. And I hope this time Taliban learned from all these years of when they were in power and when they were not. I hope at least they learned that they changed their behavior in a good way, and they be more open to the arts, to the cinema, and let the filmmakers do their jobs, do their works in Afghanistan. And for women especially, I hope the woman situation will be better. That's something that we don't really see, but I hope they learned from all this 20-something years of war and change their mind about that.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I mean, yeah, I agree with Masoud. I think we never know, you know, especially because we're outsider. But as we read also in the news that I think now they even ban actresses to perform on TV, right? So I mean, just now what we can do is let's see what will happen in Afghanistan. So okay, suddenly we have a lot of questions. First question or second question from UDK untuk dikenang. Mengapa Anda tertarik untuk membuat film di daerah konflik untuk Masoud dan di daerah bencana untuk Mas Garin? So why are you interested in making film in conflict areas, in conflict places, in conflict countries, or for Mas Garin in places, in disaster places? Who's gonna answer first?
Yeah, Masoud, please.
Masoud, you first. Why are you interested?
What I just said, you know, it's a really perfect thing if we can do. I don't know if I could, but as I say about Garin, to be a voice of voiceless people, you know, to you know, when I went talking about the elephant bear, how I started to, you know, the reason that I made this film was because when I went to Afghanistan for the first time, I went by land from here to Herat. It was no problem, and from Herat I wanted to go to Kabul, And I asked my friends, and the flight was expensive, and they said I have to take the flight because I couldn't. They said it's impossible to go by land because it's dangerous. And I said, how it can be dangerous? You know, there is a bus and people are going every day. So no, it's dangerous. They go, but it's dangerous. That is like it's. I started thinking about that. You know, I took the flight. I didn't do this risk of going by land because after I checked, I saw it's really dangerous. Uh, and I was thinking, why a lot of people still going these routes and they risk their lives, but to just travel. And this is like a simple thing. We can travel easily in Iran, we can travel easily in Indonesia, and we don't think there is a country that people cannot travel easily. And when they have to go to another city, they have to risk their lives. And that's how I decided to make a film about that. That's became the Elephant Bird. And this topic, I didn't see anyone talk about it. So that's the reason that I thought, okay, no one talk about it. Why should I be silent? So I start to make something about it. And yeah, like I think that's the main reason that these conflict countries, conflict regions, there are a lot of stories and a lot of things that ignored by media, ignored by filmmakers because it's more difficult to go there, maybe it's more risky to go there. So people try to stay in the safe area, but I feel like I can do that and I wanted to do that. I like to picture something that others didn't, or others can't, or others don't want to show it. So I feel this is my responsibility.
Yeah, to be voice of the other people, right? I think that's the point. Yeah, and I mean I agree, because sometimes the filmmakers from that place, maybe as you said, it's difficult for them, or maybe it's something normal for them, so they don't see that it's something different. But we as outsiders, we see it. It's important to show to other people, to other society. All right. Oh, Mas Garin, you need also to answer the question.
Ya, kalau kenapa harus datang ke tempat apa yang disebut dengan krisis ya? Karena sebetulnya seluruh kemanusiaan kita muncul, atau drama muncul kan in between death and life kayak gitu. Kemudian angry dan upset gitu. Selalu krisisnya semacam itu. Love and lose like that, seperti itu. Jadi di wilayah-wilayah bencana, konflik, ya kan, lalu suspend with our life, struggle with life, and looking for destination kayak gitu. Jadi selalu ada kontras, paradok gitu. Karena paradok ini yang melahirkan sebetulnya kita bisa menyuarakan suara-suara paradok ini untuk melahirkan hope. Itu yang paling penting kenapa kita datang ke tempat-tempat yang sering orang tidak mau datang kan gitu itu. Karena hidup mereka di antara itu. Hidup dan mati, cinta dan kehilangan, perjalanan menuju tujuan dan gangguan kan gitu. Kemarahan dan ketidakberdayaan kan gitu. Nah, kenapa kita harus datang ke tempat-tempat yang seperti itu? Karena kemudian kita bisa merasakan kemanusiaan yang betul-betul muncul dengan sendirinya gitu kan. Yang kedua ya memang ada banyak trauma sebetulnya ya. Misalnya kunjungan ke Papua tahun-tahun 2000 kan, habis itu pemimpin Thais kan meninggal di pinggir sungai gitu. Itu ada di film saya, ada beberapa lah, ya ada trauma pasti kan. Tidak mungkin tidak ada trauma gitu. Jadi kalau kita datang ke suatu wilayah, baik bencana, perang dan sebagainya, itu selalu ada trauma, dan bagi saya pribadi ada trauma. Atau kalau ke tempat bencana kayak Aceh gitu, tsunami ya, misalkan saya dijemput dengan mobil yang knalpotnya itu kena di jalan selama hampir 1 jam dan bunyi, dia nggak merasakan karena keluarganya hilang. Seperti pun nggak. Jadi kita menemukan trauma banyak, dan itu kalau kita juga tidak siap, itu trauma itu juga akan masuk ke diri kita kan, gitu. Jadi memang kalau ditanya apakah trauma atau tidak, ya pasti ada trauma ya. Lalu bagaimana menampilkan konflik profesional gitu. Sebenarnya tidak ada masalah profesional, yang ada itu adalah statement kita pada voiceless tadi, pada suara-suara kemanusiaan itu. Kalau kita berpegang pada statement kita pada suara-suara kemanusiaan untuk tujuan rekonsiliasi, damai dan sebagainya, itu pasti orang akan merasakan sebagai suatu tujuan yang bisa di-trust dan the truth itu. Karena kalau profesional kita harus, tapi selalu mengalami kesulitan, kata-kata profesional itu kesulitan gitu. Jadi kita harus mendengarkan semua pihak, pasti itu wajib itu. Berani menyuarakan tentang ketidakadilan itu pasti dan wajib. Kemudian yang tadi itu dasarnya adalah tentang sesuatu yang menjadi statement pribadi kita terhadap kehidupan. Gitu.
Baiklah, Mas Garin. Ini saya merasa kayak ini lagi nih, balik ke tesis kemarin. Soal tesis saya tentang Papua, jadi
Sofia
kayak
just finished the postgraduate last this year, ya?
This year, September. So
Yeah,
I just finished my master's degree, and it was about Papua. I did a research in Papua, and I also had like a traumatic moment where every morning when I woke up, I got like very, very heavy in my head, because I felt like, oh, this is too hard for me about Papua. So, okay. And but the point is, ya itu tadi statement pada suara-suara kemanusiaan, dan saya juga harus berdiri di situ. Kita semua filmmakers harus berdiri di situ. Baik, karena ternyata waktu kita sudah jam 8 lewat dan ternyata masih banyak pertanyaan. But the next, this is not a question, this is just, I will just read. It's from Reni Krisdiana for Masoud. It's she appreciating Masoud's closing words to be useful for society. Despite his struggle and challenge during living in conflict countries, we can see more perspectives and new insight from his story. Thank you, Reni. And next we have a question from Mas Putut. Konflik biasanya fenomena yang kompleks, bukan hitam putih. Bagaimana Anda menampilkan konflik secara proporsional dalam medium film yang waktunya terbatas? So, conflict is a very complex phenomena. It's not just black and white. So how do you show this conflict in a proportional way in the medium of film that we know that film, has a limit time? Mas Garin, kita memulai or Masoud?
Masoud.
Masoud, you always the first. Okay, Masoud,
Guess the first.
Guess is the first.
Can you repeat again? Because I feel it's like two different parts, this question. So yeah.
Okay, so conflict is not just black and white. Yeah. It's complex, right? So how do you show this conflict in a proportional way, balanced, proportional, in a film that we know that film has a limit time. You cannot make like, I don't know, 12 hours movie maybe, but how you show it in a proportional way.
This it depends on if we want to make about conflict or we make a film in the conflict situation. That's a different thing. I think I try to ignore the conflict and picture, like tell a story. But the conflict, of course, the conflict is there. But I tell my story, and yeah, like, and I just observe the, I just observe the situation, and I just picture the situation. I just show the situation. I don't really wanna do the judgment, because I don't feel I'm the person that I can judge this situation in Syria, Afghanistan, or even in Iran. That is my country. I don't feel I'm a person that, especially in the political side of this story, because these conflicts mostly are based this is like political conflicts. So I'm not the person who can make a statement, who can judge this situation. So I prefer to just picture what I see, what I experience, without any judgment. And I think that's the best way.
Okay, langsung ke Mas Garin.
Okay.
Mas Butut, I mean, I'm sure you got Masoud's answer, and how to call it? I think what Masoud is trying to show on is he's showing us society by what, and as what he said, that he is the voice people for other people. So the society through his lens, and that's what he's actually showing us instead of the conflict itself, you know. Oke, so Mas Garin silahkan.
Ya, tadi saya katakan untuk mengatakan profesional sangat sulit ya, dan kemudian punya keterbatasan waktu film, jadi professional is difficult words ya. Oleh karena itu memang ada dua kan, ada yang seperti Masoud tadi katakan mencoba menyampaikan realitas ya, dan realitas itu yang berbicara kan semacam itu. Tapi ada juga pembikin film yang mencoba menyampaikan visinya terhadap situasi itu gitu. Dan itu tidak gampang memberikan statement pada situasi yang bukan milik dia kan gitu itu. Oleh karena itu untuk saya biasanya kalau ke suatu wilayah konflik, saya punya suatu hub tertentu ya tadi ya. Hub tertentu itu yang saya coba lihatkan, saya coba presentasikan atau saya ceritakan di dalam cerita-cerita saya gitu kan, ya kan. Tentang dan statement kedua saya selalu tentang anti kekerasan kan gitu, dan itu pasti akan saya munculkan di dalam statement saya tentang no violence ya gitu, itu pasti saya akan katakan di setiap film-film saya gitu. Yang ketiga biasanya saya selalu memberikan ruang pada dunia anak-anak dan akil balik untuk dapat ruang untuk mereka menemukan progres diri mereka, itu baik pada siapapun yang berkonflik gitu. Tapi statement tentang anak-anak dan pemuda yang harus mendapatkan ruang tumbuh itu ada juga selalu saya katakan pasti di dalam film-film langsung ataupun tidak langsung seperti itu. Gitu. Juga tentang environment. Jadi memang kadang-kadang saya tergantung saya ingin bicara apa sih pada situasi semacam itu gitu. Yang berbeda satu film dengan yang film yang lain gitu. Yang film tentang mencari Madonna itu jelas kan bagaimana perdagangan manusia dan bagaimana untuk mendapatkan kayu gaharu lalu orang menukar dengan pelacuran 3 hari. Jadi golongan kayu gaharunya A ditukar dengan bisa tidur dengan perempuan 2 hari dan sebagainya. Itu untuk memberikan realitas yang terjadi semacam ini, kenapa HIV berkembang luas kan seperti itu, dan untuk memberikan orang renungan terhadap situasi yang memang sebenarnya fakta sekali terjadi, itu contohnya. Tapi di film lain juga bisa berbeda, misalnya film yang terakhir ini memang tentang dunia kegembiraan anak-anak, maka dibikin musikal, dan di musikal ini kamu akan bisa lihat lagu-lagu Papua, baik yang baru maupun yang heritage ya, yang lama, maupun yang pop dijadikan satu dan menunjukkan bakat-bakat mereka, anak-anak Papua gitu. Jadi di setiap film sering berbeda visi dan goalnya gitu.
Oke, kapan selesai Mas Garin yang sepeda
20
presiden?
20 Desember premiernya cepat sekali ini 3
Wah,
bulan.
baru kemarin bikin ya.
Karena
Iya.
untuk Natal kan, karena kita itu 70 tahun merdeka nggak pernah ada film keluarga dan Natal.
Oh, iya.
Itu agak aneh sekali di negeri multikultur itu tidak ada film dengan latar belakang yang Natal. Ada tapi langka banget, dan untuk pasca sekarang malah di tengah multikultur nggak ada film Natal. Jadi saya memang bikin untuk perayaan Natal, maka harus dipremierkan di Natal sekarang.
Iya, itu penting banget sih gitu. Tadi saya mau nulis poinnya apa nih, jadi sampai lupa. Oke, jadi seperti yang Mas Garin bilang, memang jadi sulit ya kalau mau proporsional itu gitu. Dan filmnya Mas Garin sendiri kan juga bervariasi banget ya, yang Papua nggak melulu juga tentang malah ya kondisi di Papua yang seperti itu gitu, yang harus berkonflik dan sebagainya kan. Mas Garin juga nggak selalu itu gitu yang ditampilkan di film-filmnya. Ini karena masih banyak pertanyaan dan saya juga masih harus bertanya sama Masoud tentang Suriah. Saya bacakan satu, ini bukan pertanyaan tapi pendapat ya, dari Azila, Inga Azila. Setuju dengan Pak Garin, memang untuk mencari harapan datanglah ke tempat-tempat konflik, mencari tahu segala permasalahan, baik manusia, antar manusia, atau kebudayaannya, kondisi geografi, dan kondisi psikologi. Nah, lalu si Azila juga bertanya, apakah keadaan negara atau daerah konflik yang menjadi tujuan membuat film membuat traumatis atau membuat semakin ingin menggali cerita lebih dalam? Bagaimana Mas Garin? And Masoud, there is a question from Inga Azila. So when you make a movie in conflict countries, how do you feel? Do you have a traumatic feeling? Did you experience trauma, or you feel that you want to do more, you want to dig deeper about these conflict countries? Masoud first.
I also feel sometimes I feel like, it's enough, I shouldn't do, like, I shouldn't go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are certain times that it's enough. But yeah, again, it's about the reason that the reason of what you do when you want to do when I want to make this film, for example, and I aware of the risk, but to make it happen is more important for me. So I accept the risk, and but something is always important for me is the risk. For me, I don't care about myself, but I have the team, and for me it's really important to secure the basic security for the people who work for me, and that's what I concern more. And for the same reason, for example, for Elephant Bird, we had the police, one car of police with 4 army people. They were always with us. So it's just to feel secure, If something happened to us, it's like for security guys, they wouldn't do something, but it's just like to show the team that we care about the security of them. And yeah, like for example, because my film was a road movie, so it should be outside of the city. But for the night scenes, because night scenes outside of the city is quite dangerous, so we decided to shoot those scenes inside the city, like in an area that we can guarantee the security. So what I want to say that, to make it short, is I care about security of the team, even though that I don't think much about my own security, but I really care about the security of the team. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you, Masoud. I don't need to translate in English. I mean, because now the time is 8:30, Mas Garin, langsung segera ke Mas Garin.
Ya, kalau trauma pasti ada ya, kalau ada, karena sering sekali kita mengalami masalah-masalah, lihat kematian, orang yang telah kita temui misalkan, kan seperti itu. Belum di daerah konflik, atau juga misalnya kita bikin film tentang suatu agama, misalkan lalu orang mengancam ngebom, ngirim ke rumah gitu kan, misalnya kacamata tertutup, lalu tiba-tiba di rumah telepon, wah ada kiriman yang aneh gitu. Ternyata bukan apa-apa, itu kiriman dari teman di NTT aja yang dikemas aneh gitu. Tapi kadang-kadang memang yang tadi seperti katakan Masoud, kita kadang-kadang nggak pengen lagi membuat kayak gitu, itu nggak pengen lagi, lelah sekali kadang-kadang kan gitu. Tetapi kadang-kadang jika kita kemudian menemukan energi karena suara-suara yang tadi yang tidak terdengar itu selalu ganggu kita gitu, mengganggu kehidupan kita gitu. Memanggil kita terus-menerus kayak sebuah panggilan gitu. Maka misalnya banyak orang bilang, wah kalau produksi di Papua, wah kapok misalkan. Saya udah berkali-kali kan gitu. Jadi kalau menghadapi apa gitu sering senyum. Kalau di sana yang timnya yang lain kapok, saya senyum karena menghadapi berkali-kali suatu masalah kan gitu. Tapi itu memang semacam panggilan ya. Semacam panggilan yang membuat trauma kita lalu mulai surut dan kita akan datang lagi kadang-kadang menemukan hal-hal yang tidak terbayangkan di daerah krisis itu gitu, yang kita tidak sampai ke arah situ gitu untuk membaca situasi kemanusiaannya kalau kita tidak datang gitu dan merasakan gitu. Jadi memang itu semacam panggilan suara yang tak terdengar, terus voice of the voiceless itu terus-menerus datang gitu, come terus, dan itu kayak kemarin udah mulai bilang, udahlah, udah umur 60 tahun masuk ke daerah-daerah itu terus gitu. 60 years old, you old. Seringkali diomongin seperti itu, datang lagi ke sana kan gitu. Nanti krunya sakit. Pagi asisten kamera sakit, besoknya asisten produksi ke rumah sakit. Gantian kayak gitu-gitu kan. Tadi seperti Mas Mud bilang, kadang-kadang begitu daerahnya bahaya atau memang secara fisik alamnya juga keras, yang dipikirkan kru itu lebih menekan kita. Aduh, ini keselamatan banyak orang, mereka punya anak, mereka punya ini. Itu yang sering sekali kalau dalam keadaan bahaya ya, itu yang ada di pikiran kita, di pikiran saya malah. Itu seperti itu.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to translate to Masoud. So basically, Mas Garin agreed by what you're saying. So for filmmakers, sometimes the crew, they're like, stop, don't make a movie again in this conflict, don't go to Papua again, or Pak Garin, you are old already, you're 6 years now, don't go there, but the voices keep calling you, because you find something that you never imagined before in those places. So that, I think, what makes you also keep coming. And I think this is also what I feel, when the first time I went to Pakistan and then I went to Iraq, I was like, I couldn't imagine that I will be in saya di Iraq, like I see, saya mendarat di ibu kota Irak, Baghdad, karena sebelumnya saya merasa bahwa Baghdad itu pasti hancur, lebur gitu kan, tapi after Irak saya merasa nggak, saya harus ke Palestina habis ini, saya harus ke Syria habis ini, it's like I'm so addicted to see this places, you know. Jadi saya pernah, ini saya jadi agak banyak ngomong nih, saya pernah, I was at the airport, you know, I wanted to fly back to Jakarta. It was in Turkey, and then some Indonesian people were coming. We will be in the same flight, and in these Indonesian people, they were like, oh, yeah, I went to Germany. You know, Germany is nice. I went to France. You know, they were like telling each other stories about France, Germany, or England that they were visiting, and I was just sitting there, and I was like, you know, Germany, France, what is that? I went to Iraq. I just went there. You know, I mean, I feel like more proud, you know. Okay, so there is an opinion from Mbak Indah Aryani, ada komentar, there's a comment from Mbak Indah yang cantik, terima kasih. The comment is, dalam menampilkan konflik dalam film, mungkin seharusnya bukan bagaimana menampilkannya secara proporsional, tapi seharusnya bagaimana menampilkan keberpihakan visi membuat film tentang konflik tersebut. So there is a comment, it's about to show conflict in a film. I think it's not about how to show it in a proportional way, but it's about how the filmmakers deliver the voice, deliver the message. Okay, and no questions anymore. I will ask Masoud, because we need to talk about your Syria trip. You made a film there, you made a documentary films there, and you said that you made 2 movies actually, but now these 2 movies are still editing. I mean, can you just tell us about what movies did you make there? I think it will be another interesting stories from you.
I just usually I don't talk about the projects that is still not finished.
Okay, but so yeah, don't say. I mean... Another question. I will give you another question. But just short.
Yeah, I will tell shortly. We made 2 documentaries. One it was in a Christian small city, which where the majority of people were Christian in Syria, and there was an old guy who teach younger generation how to paint, and the story is about them that they go, they find and they take the old stuff that remained from the war, and this they paint on it. Like, this is like really a brief story of the one documentary. The other one is about the father who has 4 blind daughter, and the story of this father who is eventually he's a poet, and yeah, how he raised these 4 blind girls in this during the war and after the war. This is like a brief story of these 2 documentaries. They are in, we are editing now. It's quite slow, the editing, because you know it's another language and it's documentaries. We have a lot of footage, so it takes longer time. But I hope till next we can screen it in the next Madani Film Festival.
Hopefully. Should we invite you again? No. Maybe next year there will no pandemic anymore, and then we are going to have like offline screening, offline festival. That's gonna be nice.
I really hope so.
Baik teman-teman, jadi film yang dibuat oleh Masoud di Syria ceritanya. Jadi ada 2 film dokumenter, yang satu tentang pelukis, bagaimana dia mengajarkan anak-anak untuk melukis gitu ya. Jadi di tengah situasi yang serba terbatas, dia terus menumbuhkan harapan dengan dengan mengajar melukis. Dan yang kedua adalah kisah seorang bapak yang membesarkan anak-anaknya, yang keempat anaknya buta gitu ya. Itu juga relate dengan tema kita malam hari ini, yaitu harapan gitu. Jadi film yang dibuat oleh Masoud juga film-film yang menumbuhkan harapan gitu ya. Dan semoga tahun depan kita bisa putar filmnya di Madani atau di festival film di Indonesia yang lainnya. Oke, we still have time 20 minutes. Apakah masih ada pertanyaan atau saya harus bertanya lagi? So, baik, tidak ada pertanyaan. Should I ask? Mas Garin will ask Masoud, or Masoud you will ask Mas Garin? Or from me? Who's gonna ask? Or we are just talking about so the photos exhibition, the photos that you made in Afghanistan and Syria. Oke, jadi teman-teman, kita juga ada pameran foto dengan fotografer Amir Masoud Soheili yang sudah bisa dilihat di websitenya Madani Film Festival. Jadi nanti masuk ke website Madani Film Festival, nanti cek di program, nanti klik program e-cinema. Nanti teman-teman akan dapat satu page, satu halaman di mana di situ menjelaskan program e-cinema apa saja, lalu scroll down ke bawah dan foto-foto Masoud yang ada di Afghanistan dan di Syria bisa teman-teman nikmati. Ada sekitar 50 foto yang ada di situ. And jadi foto-foto ini juga jangan berharap foto yang berdarah-darah gitu ya, tapi ini adalah foto yang mungkin foto-foto yang kita lihat yang ditunjukkan oleh Masoud adalah foto-foto yang mungkin berbeda dari apa yang kita lihat di media biasanya gitu. Kalau tadi saya bercerita bahwa apa yang saya lihat di media, foto-foto di media adalah anak-anak kelaparan di kamp pengungsi gitu misalnya, tapi Masoud menghadirkan foto-foto dengan harapan-harapan gitu, seperti penjual balon berwarna-warni, anak-anak yang bermain, perempuan bermake up cantik gitu ya. Jadi itu teman-teman bisa melihat foto-foto itu, ada 50 foto, jadi bagi saya lumayan banyak fotonya. Dan mari kita dengar bersama about the photos, Masoud. I'm wondering why you photographed these people, you know. I mean, you already said in the beginning that you show what you see, you know, and but still, I think what is interesting is that you show something that what mainstream media don't show us, you know. What I read about Syria, what I see in media, photos in media in Syria, what I see only kids in a camp refugee, they are, you know, hunger or people on the street bleeding, but your photos are exactly opposite of those what I see, you know, or maybe what other people see also in the media. So it's something that we don't expect to see from the photos. You know, you capture the human and the life of the people there. How you say about your photos?
You know, shifting to photos. What do you think? I can share a screen and show some of these photos of people who are not.
Yes.
Yeah, let's try this. Meanwhile that we're talking, I just showing some photos. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I was in Syria for making a film, so I was not there to take in photos. So this is something that I do beside the main purpose that I was there. So sometimes when I have free time, I just walk around and took photo. And as you see, it's mostly photos of the people. And for me, this is the most interesting thing that in each country, you know, the people have a lot. You know, each person has lots of story, and for with these pictures, I try to just see and say that, you know, life is going on wherever you are, and people are minding their own lives, and this is the people are the most beautiful thing in every country. especially in this conflict countries, such as like now we are seeing Syria photos. We always see this conflict stories. We also see, like, as you just mentioned at the early of this talk, you just see people in the camp. We never see these two couples dating in a small city, in the city of Hama in Syria. This is something is more interesting and more beautiful to me, and I just wanted to share these moments, like this moment that this old couple taking their hands and they're shopping in the streets. I'm aware that maybe in the other side of the country there is a conflict going on, but I want to show the story of these people rather than that typical conflict photos that you might see every day. I don't change this smile to anything else. This beautiful smile is, something that I really appreciate.
Yeah, the bald man, with a smile, it's like he's in Europe. No, he's in Syria, So I mean, he still has this smile. Yeah.
This guy is in the hammam where they take shower.
Did you take a shower there too?
No, I just I'm afraid of taking shower.
Yeah. Where is the city? I mean, like various.
Which one? These are mostly in Hama homes. This is Hama. Hama is famous for this. You see in the background, there is what to say, water mills. It's all around the city. You can see the water mills, and it's so beautiful. Basically, photos are from this Hama homes and Damascus. Yeah. These are the cities that we were.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need to show them all because just let the people check on the website.
and yeah, I also want to, since we are shifting to photos, I want to also use this chance to talk about the photo book that I made about Indonesia, and yeah, it's from it's in Farsi from this side, and it's in Bahasa Indonesia in the other side. And I had a chance to have Pak Garin's name. He wrote an endorsement for me here. I don't know if you can see, but it's Pak Garin wrote something for me here. So yeah, this photo book is it's the same. It's about people of Indonesia. So it's basically photos that I took in Indonesia, and it's also I tell the stories in the other side, and it's in Bahasa Indonesia, and it's also in Farsi. It's not released yet. Soon, maybe next week, we're going to distribute it in Iran and in Indonesia. So yeah, I just wanted to use this opportunity to share this to people of Indonesia who watch this video. And
yeah, I was also about to announce that Masoud just made a photo book about Indonesia, and maybe next year you also can, I don't know if you can come to Madani, or maybe Madani would like to launch your photo book or other organizations, or maybe Mas Garin. So I mean, good luck for your photo book launch next week, and we cannot wait to have it here in Indonesia. I mean, just let us know about it. And thank you so much about your stories in Syria and your photos. It's really fantastic. I mean, please guys, check on the website of Madani and you will see very interesting photos there, and they are so amazing. Okay.
You can also announce this book in the closing ceremony of the Madani, because the closing ceremony is still in 4 December.
Oh yes, that's true. Oh, Masoud, this is an honor for you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna announce because I'm the MC.
We will be announced and put this book in the screen like that.
Wow.
And you
Terima kasih banyak Pak Garin.
Yeah.
Berarti saya harus mengumumkan karena saya MC-nya lagi nih.
Iya, betul.
Okay. There's a comment. Please let us know where we can buy the book later. Yeah, we will let you know for sure. And there is a last question because we only have 5 minutes from Eric Emmanuel. Bagaimana cara mengatasi jika ada pihak yang tidak setuju dengan film yang kita buat? Karena setahu saya, film tentang konflik biasanya mengkritisi pihak yang berkuasa. So how you face or how you deal with some party or some people that they don't agree with your film that you made, because as he knows that sometimes film from conflict countries, I mean the filmmakers sometimes they criticize the government or the the powerful party. So how do you deal with that if there is someone that they don't agree with your film?
This time, Pak Garin goes first.
This time, Pak Garin first. Yes.
Yeah, I think if we make the sensitive issue, this is part of our risk, ya. Jadi itu part of our risk. Jadi bagian dari resiko kita. The second thing that film is non-violent statement. Dan oleh karena itu harus the answer is also juga tidak boleh. Jawabannya tidak perlu pakai violence. The answer in the different perspective for many people, they cannot do with the violence too. All people will be different, always different, and they will be make different statement with film, with criticism, with everything. But film is not a violence language. If you are a different statement from everywhere, from the government or from everywhere, they must be do it without violence too. This is the important. The statement of film is this is the medium for dialogue.
Yes, agree, Mas Garin. Now, Masoud.
There is no any film exists in the world that can satisfy all humans. So anyway, people will criticizing. There will be some people who criticizing your film. It's just, and it's not a bad thing. It's, some people don't like, some people like, and it's not the end of the world. Yeah, like maybe some political party that don't like. Who cares about that? If for me, when I make a film, it's just the important thing is the story. That I feel this should be shown to the world, and I make it. And if someone will be upset with it, okay. But yeah, there are some other people who they need to hear, or they are happy to see their voice, they can be, their voice can be heard by others, or there will be like there always there is like some people will be not satisfied with your film, and I think it's not the end of the world. It's okay. I always hear when there is criticizing. I always listen, and I got if there is something that I have to learn from it. I always happy to hear them, and if not, I just leave it and yeah, continue going to next project, next film. And yeah, like I think we don't have to think much about the criticizing by here or there, and because that's make us stop, make us slow in our ways. So I think that the best is just ignoring the not ignore, just it's not something really important. It's just it's the it's there are other things more important than that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always pro and contrast in every our work, you know. And as Mas Garin said, that film is not a violence language, so just, you know, take it easy, or we don't really think about it. Okay, I need to say thank you so much for all of the people who are joining us tonight. Terima kasih banyak sudah bergabung bersama kita pada malam hari ini. And I think it's almost 9, so I think it's enough for tonight our discussion. Thank you so much, Masoud, for being our speaker. Mas Garin, terima kasih banyak sekali. Sugar, Mbak Gaya, Ayah, Ratu, dan semua teman-teman di Madani yang ada di Zoom, dan juga teman-teman yang sudah menonton kita di YouTube pada malam hari ini. Terima kasih juga sudah yang bertanya. Nanti saya kasih hadiah aja. Saya tidak akan, I will speak in Bahasa, and I will send the English version on your WhatsApp later. So I will close this program in Bahasa. Jadi saya tidak akan memberikan banyak kesimpulan atau catatan tentang diskusi kita malam hari ini. Saya yakin teman-teman semua sudah bisa menangkap apa yang kita bicarakan. Tapi kemudian saya teringat apa yang saya tulis gitu ketika saya membuat programming ini. Saya menulis bahwa bahkan di negeri yang tertindas pun harapan itu ada. Tapi saya rasa mungkin kemudian setelah kita berbicara selama 2 jam, saya harus merevisi sedikit. Saya harus menulis bahwa justru harapan itu ada di wilayah konflik. Justru wilayah konflik itu adalah oase harapan. Baik, terima kasih sekali lagi. Thank you so much, Masoud. Thank you so much, Mas Garin. This is the first discussion in Madani Film Festival this year, and good luck for your photo book. Good luck with that, and please guys check our website Madani Film Festival to see Masoud pictures, Masoud works from Syria and Afghanistan. And thank you so much. I would like to remind you, please, on Tuesday there will be another discussion relaksasi beragama di hari Selasa, dan juga jangan lupa untuk terus menonton film-film di Madani Film Festival. Ada screening film di Eventif Kino Forum, dan saya juga sekali lagi ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Dewan Kesenian Jakarta dan Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan, Riset dan Teknologi. Terima kasih sekali lagi. Selamat malam teman-teman semuanya. Terima kasih Mas Garin, Masoud,
Salam
Sugar,
Masoud,
dan semua tim Madani.
Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih, dadah.
Selamat malam.
Selamat malam.
We keep staying here on Zoom.